On this episode, we're going to be watching the Seattle Seahawks offensive explosive pass plays in the Super Bowl versus New England Patriots. We're going to see a few different schemes here. We're going to see 2 play action passes, 2 drop back passes, and 1 screen. Okay, we're going to see 3 of these plays go for 16 yards, 1 for 20 yards, and 1 for 23 yards, right? These are all big explosive plays throughout the game that move the sticks, that change the momentum. That get the confidence up of the offensive coordinator and the offensive line and the quarterback, especially if we can tie in our run schemes to these pass schemes.
We the one that came to turn the city up. We the ones that got it on our backs now. We the one that took it to 100. If you want to come and get it back now.
Like we have here, looks like a form of like split zone with a end around guy going around the edge for fake reverse. Right, so a lot of stuff for these linebackers to look at. Okay, and as you can see, right, if we watch just like even this the first linebacker we get to, let's go ahead and draw on the screen real quick. Okay, like before the ball's even snapped, before the ball's thrown, watch his movement. See how much he's playing into that, right? That's exactly what we're looking to get. All right, good job. They got some form of man coverage here. And we get a long pass here for 23 yards. All right, this is in the first quarter, 1st and 10. Again, on the other side of the 50-yard line. Good. All right, so it's like a form of wide zone that we're trying to sell, plus the tight end going across the formation, right? So creating like a split zone feel to it, okay? Got like a bear defense in a way, or a jam defense. Okay, we got our defensive tackle, nose, tackle, right? And we're going to go defensive end over here and defense end over here, right? So as they're playing nickel defense, we got 1 linebacker in the middle, number 14. All right. Good sell by the offensive line of Seattle, right? You're just trying to make those guys believe that it's run for first 3 steps and then settle up, right? It's not like a true like naked where offensive line is full out selling this way as much as we can, and then the quarterback's going to end up rolling out here. This is a little bit different. This is like a pass where he's setting up in the pocket off of the wide zone action, right? So offensive line taking 3 to 5 steps and then settle down, right? And get in front of him. And you can see where the quarterback is setting up here, right? He's setting up where the right tackle kind of started the play pre-snap, and now he's there. So the whole offensive line has just moved over several yards to the right, giving the quarterback opportunity to get this ball out. Okay, we won't spend too much time talking about the individual technique of these guys, right? It's about playing low, it's about playing fast, it's about making it feel like it's run, and then getting our feet back underneath us and get ready for the counter move from that defensive lineman once he realizes it's pass. Really good job there by Seattle. And a big time catch that, if you're a Seahawks fan, luckily they didn't review. Good. Everyone making it feel like it's run, okay? If you can make these feel like run, and then when you actually do run the ball, it feels the same way initially, right? It's going to make it very hard on the defense to react to that. They're not going to know what it is. Nice. All right, cool. So a play action pass goes for 23 yards in the first quarter. Now we're here in the third quarter. We're going to shift over tight end. We got drop back 6-man protection. Quarterback ends up getting hit, delivers a big pass. It goes for 16 yards. Down here, like on their 10-yard line, big time play, moving the chains, getting them a situation where they're not punting from their own end zone. 2nd and 8, get 16. Good. All right. So we got our nose, we got our defensive end, defensive tackle, defensive end. Right, they're playing nickel. We got one linebacker, two linebackers. All right, so potential for 6 guys from the box to blitz. And we got a 6-man rush. And this is a challenging one, very challenging one too. Okay, so let's talk about it from a scheme standpoint first. Right, we got center sliding to the right. So right guard, right tackle going to the right. We should be able to pick up the 3 defenders I put an X on, right? Us 3 for those 3. We're going to see the linebacker go this direction, right? We're going to have some reaction from our offensive line, because if we do get 53 to blitz 2, now we're going to be short 1 because the running back can only block 1, which you'll see happens here, right? So as 14 goes to the other side of the offensive line, I would love to see the center feel that. Step back, boom. You see this guy going away. Our ID is going this way. Okay. He has to squeeze back over. He's going to end up blocking 97 as he comes to him. Now the left guard would be able to block 14 in this case. Okay. So miscommunication, which happens. Good. So actually, let's go back to the other angle real quick and see left side. Great job by the left guard. I'd love for the center to knock him off to block 14. Good job by the running back, filling the block 53. It's got to be a little bit more firm. We'll watch more of the details from the other angle. But even from this angle, watch the left tackle here, right? We could just watch him all day and have a lot of good things to talk about, right? Gets his body leaning into it. Not a great position to be in, right? Then he's able to get his body back underneath him and get into a good situation, kind of tripping at the end. But that just goes to show how athletic this guy is, right? Being able to get into this situation and then recover is pretty impressive. Pretty good job by the right tackle here. Maybe be able to see better from another angle, but good job by the right tackle. And it's setting back, staying square, getting his hands on him, and holding the width of the pocket, right? This side of the pocket is giving the quarterback a ton of room. Right, and we all see that with the center here coming back with 14, right? Center comes back, block 97. Now you're allowing that left guard to kind of fall off of this. He's coming right towards him. All right. Quarterback gets hit, still delivers the big time pass. All right, so we got our 2-eye, right, and a wide 3, creating pass rush lanes. See, the center's starting to recognize it. You can see it, right? He's starting to turn his head back. Right here, as soon as he feels that, right, he feels this defensive tackle play out this way, and he sees the linebacker playing there, he should be squeezing back, right, to take on the defensive tackle who should be going here. Now the left guard can fall off to block 14, who is coming from the other side of the offensive line. So even Super Bowl champions make mistakes, right? That happens. Quarterback's still able to sit in there, get the ball off. I love the aggressiveness out of the 76, right? Their left guard. He wants to go get his hands on guys right now. You see that? Really good job by him changing it up, not always doing the same thing, being firm. Good job by the tackles. Good. They rushed 6 guys, but we still get the ball off. Really good job. All right. Now, third quarter, okay. Got 1st and 10 and a big play for 16 yards. They're rushing 5 defenders. We have 5 blockers. Perfect. I mean, if you get the opportunity to watch that Patriots sack film I just put up, right? Like, watch how often the quarterback had quick pass concepts, right? Vice versa for the Seattle side, right? So many of these passes, right? So many opportunities to go short, right? So many opportunities for the quarterback to get the ball out of his hands, for the offense not to go backwards, right? Giving up sacks. All that stuff is so tied into the success of offense and the efficiency of offense. All right, so the Seattle has 2 tight ends over here on the right. Right, New England is aligned with a 1 technique. We got a 4-eye defense end and a 4-eye. Got a 3 technique. Right, got a defense end and a 5. Now, whether or not you want to count this as your Sam linebacker or defensive end, right? I guess it just depends on how you're going to categorize this defense. See, to me, I see this as them playing an under defense with that Sam just playing in a 3-point stance, and then 51 would become your Mike, 14 would become your Will, right? And they're just adjusted based upon the formation, okay? But regardless, it doesn't really matter too much because we are sliding to the right. Center is going to be blocking here, right guard's blocking here, right tackle blocking defense end. Okay, we got 1-on-1 here and 1-on-1 here. All right. All right, let's go to right tackle spot. Wide guy he's blocking. Good job of him being patient of his stance. Right, he does a really good job not like overreacting, shooting way out there. Stay square for as long as possible. And then he's making contact in a very strong position. He's able to stop this bull rush. Boom. Really good job there by the right tackle. Nice work. All right, also a really good job here by the right guard. All right, good job by the right guard, right tackle here. Right guard setting over, get his hands on him. Right, be able to react. That's a nice looking situation right here, right guard, right tackle. Great job by those guys. Good job. The center's got to think about, whether or not we declared, let's say this guy's our Sam and we're declaring him as our target, right? Or we're going 5-0 or 5 1-on-1s, right? This guy crosses face, he has no help. He's got to do a good job of staying square, keeping the firmness of the pocket. He gets his hips turned a little bit, right? And he gets raised out of his stance. I would like to see him set back a little bit more. And then when he goes to react, or he goes to offensive left, he's going this direction. Okay, I would love for him to try to get this backside hand on the rib cage area and continue to move his feet. And you can drive him as much as you can into your buddy playing left guard here. Not a terrible look. Quarterback gets the ball out of his hands. All right, let's go left guard. Good. Doesn't make great contact with his hands, it looks like, from this position or this angle of the film. But he's strong enough and big enough that he's able to get his feet underneath him. Right? It's a constant hand battle. I'll try to pause it when his boom. See how his hands aren't, he's never really making contact. One hand's up here. Right? I would love for him to get inside hands, obviously get his hands on him. Now at the end, in this position, you can kind of see he's working to get his hands back inside and finishes in a strong position. Just initially misses with his hands. It seems like he really likes these flat sets. Now this is a quick pass, so it makes sense. Good job by him. All right, let's watch the left tackle. Nice job of him being quiet with his set. He misses a little bit with his punch. Again, get caught leaning a little bit here. Okay, misses with his punch. Athletic enough, so he's trying to recover. Ball's out of the quarterback's hands fast enough so it doesn't matter. But right, boom, he stops his feet to go to punch. I would love for him to not use so much of his upper body, get his chest up a little bit more, and continue to move his feet, right? So even on a great play, a big play in the game, right, we have guys who are making a little bit of mistakes, but the ball is coming out fast enough, it doesn't matter. Good. See how wide the center gets with his feet? Like they're really far apart. Makes it hard to adjust. Keep those feet underneath you. Right? We got to move them together, but independently. Right? And again, right? You can just see here, right? Leaning into it, missing with his hands. Defender swiping his hands. Even in this position, we're not in good hand position. So for these guys, even though they won, right? We'll review this film critically. A lot of things that these guys can get better from, right? Especially like we got a really young left guard right here. Okay, played really well, but he can get better, and he's going to get better. All right, we're in the third quarter. It's 2nd and 7. Hey, this ends up going for 20 yards. Drop back pass, and it's a screen. All right, so it's a screen to our running back out of the backfield, just slipping him out. Okay, we're going to have our center plus our 2 guards release into the screen. Both our tackles are full-time protection. And this is a beautiful setup. Really good job there by the right guard playing in space. I love how the center kicks out by going flat first, right? Left guard kind of get caught up a little bit on the rat kill. Good job by him by staying on it. Nice look. All right. A screen on 2nd and 7. All right, so just like your traditional halfback slip screen, we're going to have our right tackle, pass pro here, staying one-on-one the whole time, trying to get this guy up the field, right? Same with our left tackle, right? One-on-one here, trying to get this guy up the field, right? So both tackles are locked on to their defender, trying to get him up and around, okay? Now, the inside 3, right? These 3 guys are responsible for getting out into the screen, right? Now, how it plays out is going to be based upon the defense that you look, but essentially, right guard, flat to up, center, flat to up, and now left guard, you have rat kill check to get involved with the screen, right? But in this case, as we're going to see here, right, the center ends up being the first one out, so he's going to end up kicking. Now, the right guard in this case is going to be the one leading up, okay? And the left guard, we'll watch, ends up kind of blocking that rat kill situation we were talking about. Good. A huge point to make on screens is the timing of the screen, right? It looks like a 2-count screen to me. 1,000, 2, 1,000, and then they go, right? The timing of that screen is very crucial. We don't want the linebackers to read screen right away and go and get that running back, right? We got to make it feel like pass, right? Really good job here to slide into the left. Boom. Center's the first one out. He gets out before the guard. Now the guard gets up onto the linebacker. Really good job. All right. This is a great example of playing in space by the right guard here. Sets down, blocks his guy. Now he's up, gets on the guy. Boom. Great job. Look at that, right? And we see ball carrier getting through. That's really cool stuff. Great job by him. Really good job by the center, staying flat and getting a piece of that guy without getting a block in the back. All right. Really good job by the center. You have to go flat on your release down the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, one of those skinny guys is going to beat you to the ball. Right, flat, good angle, gets enough of them, right, without a block in the back. Great job. Good. And this is a heads up, smart play by the left guard, young left guard, but on the backside of these slip screens, right, you got to check rack kill first. Make sure nobody is hugging your back. Make sure there's no defensive linemen in the backfield that are able to make a play, right? In this case right here, okay, I like how he continues to work and he kind of boxes him out, right? We see that? He kind of just boxes him out, doesn't allow anybody to chase him down from the backside. Nice work. Halfback slip screen going for 20 in the third quarter. All right, we got both our tackles staying one-on-one. All right, all three interior linemen getting out. Center and both guards. Really good job here by the center, right? Watch how flat he is down the line of scrimmage. Releasing flat on screens, very, very critical. And I think the center and the right guard just played off each other here, right? It could be a you-me call situation here, but and based upon the defensive look, but really good job by them having their eyes up, blocking the unblocked defenders. Good patience. Great job by them capitalizing on this big screen. All right. Now the last play we got up, this is in the fourth quarter. Okay, 1st and 10 down here inside the 20. And we get another play action pass. All right, to our tight end leaking out. Really cool play design, making it feel like it's almost like quattro or wide zone with that F defender coming and blocking the C gap with the tight end. All right, something that they run a lot of in this scheme. Okay, and then the tight end just leaks out. Whew, quarterback gets a little hit. And again, just talking about the offensive line, we're trying to make it feel like it's wide zone to the right, okay, and then settle down after 3 to 5 steps because that quarterback's going to be behind us. All right, so right guard here's got to do a little bit better job. Looks like they're trying to pop the center, actually. He gets caught up. All right, it looks like they're going right here, and then they're going to have him go back to block the defensive end. All right, just peeling him back and then have cut off here. Center never really gets there. Gets caught up in all the stuff, but making the defense feel like it's run enough, right? You guys tell me, right? Does this defender, right, feel like it's run? Watch how they react. Look at that. 51's here, 14's here, right? They feel like it's run. Okay, they definitely feel it. Now big time play over the top for a touchdown, right? So all these examples of big time plays that are happening from concepts and just play designs that are relatively easy on the quarterback. They're not asking him to do a ton, right? Yeah, you can throw the ball down the field all you want, but if you can throw the ball, short distances for high completion passes that turn into 16-yard gains, a screen that turns into 20, play action passes that go in for touchdowns and 20+ yard completions, right? You're making the game very manageable on the quarterback, right? You're tying things into your run scheme, so everything is kind of uniform in a way, right? And really good job by Sam Darnold being on the same page, understanding their play action passes, understand their protections, and understand the timing in their screens, right? Really well done all around by the Seahawks. Let's look. Okay. All right, so those were the 5 explosive passes from the Super Bowl for the Seattle Seahawks. Those are 15+ yard passes. We saw 2 play action passes, 2 drop back, and 1 screen, right? Like we've talked about over and over again, like changing the momentum, flipping the script, getting the chains moving, doing all that stuff is crucial for the confidence of the offensive line, for the confidence of the coordinator, for the confidence of the quarterback, right? And they did a masterful job in this Super Bowl of taking what the Patriots were giving them, right? Not reaching, trying to do too much, trying to make a big home run play all the time, but just consistently playing physical, consistently doing what they're supposed to do, being on the same page, and because of that, they're the Super Bowl champion. So appreciate you watching this episode. Please comment if you have any feedbacks, if you'd like to discuss any more about play action passes, drop back passes, screens, anything along those lines. I love talking football. I'll try my best to respond to all comments. So thank you. Until next time, appreciate it.